Good evening, Rusk enjoyers. I hope you're doing alright. So, I hope you're enjoying the Christmas update. It's now out. Go and enjoy yourselves. Go attack some gingerbread men. I do believe there's some issues. I think they've been resolved. I'm not sure yet. Go ahead and take a look for yourself. But, yep, the Christmas content is now out. It ends on January 4th, the January 4th swipe. So go enjoy it whilst you can because, you know, it's only available for a certain amount of time. Go enjoy your Christmas Rust time. Now, we're actually here to talk about the likes of the first Christmas Rust Draw 2023. We're here to discuss how these skins are going to fare. Are they going to potentially still be good investments? Well, yeah, a little bit awkward to say that because whilst by default that's what we would be doing for a normal Rust store, this is a Christmas Rust store. And during my predictions video, if you've seen it, or if you haven't, you should, basically I went over the fact that these Christmas skins, whilst they're nice, are expected to instantly drop in price, like over the course of the next few weeks. It's just going to be like, because it's not going to be Christmas anymore. And this is a routine thing that happens all the time. So don't be surprised by that. This is a pattern that happens all the time. Now, I do have a video talking about that. New holiday skin items and skins and items, the pattern analysis. Consider watching that. I do talk about that in my predictions video that I put out just yesterday. So basically, in short, new skins aren't expected to do well. But if you were to invest into them when they get real cheap around springtime, hold on to them until the next Christmas, yes, all of those could rise up in price and then become wonderful investments. But to buy them, no, it's not a good idea because you're going to lose you're going to lose value very quickly, unfortunately. That is the expected pattern. Things might be a little bit different for some of these skins. We can try our best to point that out. But overall, the expectation is, yeah, they're all most likely just going to go below their Rust Store price. But in good time, they'll go back up again. So let's not dawdle. As you can see here, this is the first 24 hours of sales. I do this tweet every single week with every new Rust store. And as you can see, these top 4 skins right here, I'm talking about the likes of Santa Coat, Gingerbread Bear Skin Rug. We've got the Frosty's Fridge and the Winter Spirit Garage Door. They're selling very nicely. All of them around and above 10,000 bare minimum sales. When you look at likes of the other skins, whilst they're selling all right, not as good in comparison. And of course, I'm sure many of you are well aware, Legacy Tier 3, to our surprise, persisted. We're not sure if this is going to stick around throughout the rest of this month. Maybe it's going to appear with the next week's Rust store as well. Maybe it's going to appear for all of the Rust stores of this month, but we didn't expect that. Nobody did. And I also put a video out talking about that earlier today, so feel free to go ahead and watch that if you'd like. Overall, we're a little bit worried in regards to Legacy Tier 3, but we don't really expect it to sell that much more from here and now. Whilst it's there, everyone who would have wanted it or invested into it have already done so, and I get the feeling they don't really want to buy it again. So we'll leave it for now. So you could make a nice comparison to the previous week, but of course that was the week where that was the week in which we had Legacy Tier 3 first appear, and the first 24 hours of those was ridiculous, wasn't it? Well, we can take a look at these skins now, in a bit later on, and see how they're still faring, because of course we can still see these, but yeah, it's not really a good thing to make comparisons to, because these 3 skins here did ridiculous sales. So yeah, we've seen the first 24 hours of sales. Let's now hop on and take a look at the likes of the 48 hours of sales. 2 days in, and the Santa's Coat has just over 19,000 bare minimum sales. So I want to try my best to talk about each and every single one of them, but just be aware, none of these skins are expected to be nice investments in the short term. They're only going to work out next Christmas, and that really isn't viable for a lot of you. But as I've already said, you're better off looking at these around springtime. That is expected to be their rock bottom price time period. So grab them then, hold on to them, and then, of course, hold out until next Christmas, and you'll make some very nice profits. But we can still try our best to talk about what's happened with these skins and what might potentially happen next. So Santa's Coat. This got accepted, and I was actually streaming at the time. I do multi-streams now, so I stream on Twitch and YouTube. And when we saw this being accepted, I was like, Christmas gang hoodie and pants. Why? Because that's exactly what Kosen was showcasing in his images. You got the Santa Coat right here, the jacket skin, and underneath he has Christmas gang hoodie and pants on. So by default, I've instantly associated this grouping of the skins, I should say. And when I saw this was accepted, I was like, guys, go buy Christmas gang hoodie and pants right now. It's going to go up in price. And guess what? Guess what happened? Well, as I look on the front page of the Steam market right now for Rust skins, you can see Christmas gang pants are sitting right there at $4 a piece. So if I had to take a look at both of them, here we go. And just to reiterate, This isn't a continuation. Christmas Gang Hoodie and Pants was made by Johnny Oldboy. The Santa coat was made by Kosem. Two different skin creators, but because the skins match up very well with each other, of course, clearly it's not very hard to notice, that instantly caused the likes of this to get bought out and this to get bought out. And if you go back to the Rust or Rotation video, you would have seen a lot more quantity for these two skins. Look what happened over the course of 2 days. It's ridiculous, but it's also wonderful. So if you invested into the likes of Christmas Gang Hoodie and Pants early this year, bravo to you. You've probably just made a ton of profit. I have, and I've still got more to sell. So things worked out very well for the likes of this. But the main reason this, spiked demand, spiked in price was simply the fact that this was accepted. So we now have to sit here and talk about, all right, so what's going to happen now with the jacket? Well, it sold a lot. People clearly like it. People, I wouldn't be surprised, are pairing it up with the likes of Christmas Gang Hoodie and Pants. But what's going to happen next is, well, whilst people might be buying a lot of it, unfortunately, it's not going to be Christmas soon, isn't it? Because in 8 days' time, Christmas will appear. And then after that, it's not Christmas. And the Christmas festive period's going to end, with New Year. And unfortunately, that coat isn't going to be very special anymore, is it? And people are very likely going to unload their stock onto the Steam market and the third-party sites, and it's going to build up and build up and build up. And unfortunately, that very likely will be going, potentially half in price. That's going to end up maybe about 50 cents each. So this is definitely some things we need to be concerned about in regards to our abnormal buy orders, which unfortunately we only have 2 skins that are abnormal this week. But in terms of approaching these skins, if you're wanting to make an investment, you're going to need to think about the long term. Yes, you're going to need to think about the long term because, as I've already stated like 3 or 4 times already, you only want to really jump into these around springtime, pick them up at their cheapest, hold on to them, and lo and behold, next Christmas 2024, you'll be able to sell them potentially for at least double the money you bought them for, and more potentially. So, whilst it's clearly selling very nicely, that could also mean there's going to probably be a lot of them being put on the Steam market, which also, of course, potentially means it's going to go down in price pretty steeply. Unfortunately, that is the expected outcome. But it's more about the season, and, well, yeah, awkward. So, with that, go buy it if you like it. And, you've got to look at this. So, with the likes of Legacy Tier 3 still being in the Rust store, Mr. Kosem's top 3, he is going to have a wonderful start to 2024. Mr. Kosem, is it going to be a Ferrari or a Lamborghini? Or both, just get both. So, he's going to have a wonderful time. But at the very least, if you happen to like these skins, go ahead, buy them, use them, enjoy them, support the skin creators and whatnot. Keep them motivated to keep wanting to put out very nice creative designs in the future. But yeah, he's really clutched it, hasn't he? He's laughing all the way to the bank, isn't he? But overall, very nice to see that people appreciate it, and we can look forward to what potentially we might see next week. Maybe we'll see another skin that might just have as big of an impact for what that coat had. All right, so we'll keep an eye out on all of that, and I should keep an eye out, should inform you. Sorry, I'm so stumbly today. It is a bit late, my apologies. But if you go over to the likes of the workshop, yes, out of this collection that you have here set up by TGG, 10 skins were accepted. We've still got another 157 skins left. Which other skins do you reckon potentially could be picked in the next Christmas Rust store, which will be next week? Week 2, yes. So we've got a whole batch of skins still here, readily available. Go ahead, keep an eye out. Check in with all of these skins. Feel free to comment below which skin out of this batch would you like to see appear for week 2. Because there's plenty more. I'm still hoping for the penguin. Might be a little bit biased there, but you'd have to know why. All right, then. So, other than that, that seems to be working out very nicely. So, let's now hop in and start talking about the likes of the Gingerbread Bear Skin Rug. So, for what this is, I'm not upset. I can understand a lot of people think, oh, that's really silly. That's, how does that fit, Russ? Look, at the end of the day, how many creative designs can you really have for the likes of a bear skin rug? I'm pretty sure you can't really think of that many. We've already had a panda, a werewolf, a zombie skin one. Well, you know what? Gingerbread. And you know what? We just had the gingerbread building skin being introduced. I believe it's fixed now. But moving on, with what's happened in regards to this skin being accepted, perfect timing, And it's not like outrageous. Yeah, it's got some icing on it and whatnot. But at the end of the day, at least it'll make your base smell a whole lot nicer. But no, seriously, like, who's upset with that? I don't think anyone is, and it's selling well. So picture this. For an item that quite a lot of you probably utilise in your base, to get the comfort and whatnot, just stick it on your ceiling, stand underneath the head. Oh, cool, 100 comfort. Oh, well, nice and comfy. Plus, it smells like gingerbread. So, yeah, there's definitely going to be a lot of usage, I'm sure. And the next question is, do you consider that very Christmassy? Because it's not like he's wearing a Santa hat. It's not like he's wearing Santa clothes. It's not like he's covered in chocolate and, something that's reminiscent of snowmen and whatnot. No, it's just a gingerbread bearskin rug. So, do you actually reckon that might actually retain its value? Do you reckon that actually might do all right? Because, well, the most recent bearskin rug skin that we've had basically did that as well. So, here is the zombie bearskin rug. Now, it didn't really ever go down in price that much, if I can recall. Yes, this is, you could sit there and say, a very gimmicky skin for Halloween. This came out Halloween 2022. But if you look at its sales history, so as we scroll down here and take a look, has it really ever gone down super cheap? Well, initially it did, much like every Halloween skin usually does. Again, consider watching that new holiday skins video, because I do talk about Halloween as well. By default, every brand new Halloween skin will drop down to their lowest point the next November, but then after that, even though it's a holiday themed skin, even though it's a Halloween skin, Halloween skins do still get post-Christmas momentum, so it goes whoop, and it went up really high, literally when it was December 26th, and, it cooled off a fair bit, springtime, went up very nicely during the likes of the summertime, went down a fair bit during the likes of autumn-fall seasonal period, but, well, we're getting very close to post-Christmas again, very likely to go back up again. So, I'll be honest with you, it hasn't really gone down in price dramatically, and it hasn't really gone up in price dramatically either. So, could that be the same, expected behaviour for our gingerbread skin? Who knows? But I will give it this bearskin rug here, it does glow in the dark, alright? So we've got to give it that edge. It does glow in the dark. So maybe that's just a little bit extra special, just pointing it out. But my answer in regards to this is, whilst it's selling very nicely and it's clearly in demand, I do still expect it to go below its rust store price, much like the Halloween one did. But that will go up eventually. I'm confident in it. It's just a matter of, well, buy it at the right time, and I've already established that already during this video. Let's move on then. Winter Spirit Garage Door. This is a very nice, comfy looking door right here. Get a good look at that. Nothing too insane. Loads of people appreciate a straightforward neon design, and so does Face Punch. So it's all nice and glittery. Well done, Mr. Slanoster, in getting this accepted. Are you a fan? Well, feel free to comment. Feel free to say what you like the most out of all the Christmas skins this week. But yeah, very straightforward design. I don't know if we can immediately say it's a obvious Christmas themed skin. I mean, we know because it's in the Christmas batch, but if you saw that, maybe in about 3 years' time and maybe forgot about this current Christmas rust store, do you reckon that would still be easily associated with Christmas? It's a nice winter themed skin. I can't really escape it. It's a reindeer. So, yeah, maybe that's still going to be going through the likes of the Christmas expected fall. But again, it'll get cheap around maybe March or April time, pick them up then, and then, of course, you know what's going to happen next. Gradually over time, it will go up in price. That basically happened for both garage doors that were accepted last year. They both went down very cheap around April time, picked them up. Well, I did. And then, of course, they just went up and up and up and up and up. In fact, if I go over to my inventory right over here in SCMM, do I have that gingerbread garage door? Where is he? Yes, I bought those for about 75 cents each. Look at them now. And they are very likely going to go even higher, potentially. Then we also had the likes of the Neon Snowflake, and bought a whole bunch of those for about 90 cents each. Yep, $3.11 now, so... Cool! So, just take my word for it. I've been through the process before. I know what's likely going to happen to it. But regardless, if you happen to like the skin, if you want to use that for your lovely Christmas base this year... Go ahead, buy it, use it, enjoy it, support the skin creator, keep them motivated, keep wanting to put out very nice new creative ideas in the future. Maybe he'll be extra motivated to keep making more redemption skins. It's up to you. So, yep, very nice skin there, Slanoster. I see it's selling very nicely. I reckon that'll probably reach up to about 25,000 sales. In fact, I should have said that for all the other skins. We'll save it for the end, right? Don't worry, I should have done that when I was there, but okay. So, Frosty's Fridge. I am not at all surprised to see that this was accepted. And I will just give this little bit of information out to all of you. This was the best voted skin that was submitted. Like, this had so much positivity behind it. So in terms of a very cool, unique, creative idea, yes, 100% for sure. I know a lot of people were clearly appreciating it based on the fact that not only was it the most upvoted skin, but it's selling very nicely as well. Now, it is very funny. I knew this was going to happen. What are you talking about? Well, ever since we had Halloween, like, I knew this was going to somehow open the floodgates. This, Fridge from Hell, being accepted, first fridge skin, marketable fridge skin to be accepted after 3 years. Ever since that was accepted, I've seen so many more people producing fridge skins. We just literally had a Twitch Rivals fridge skin being given to us for free, and now we've got a Christmas one. So go back to the Rust store. Go back to then. I literally said it. I fully expected it to happen. Lo and behold, it happened. And I'll be honest with you, I can't help but feel like this is still going to go below its Rust store price, but not that bad. I reckon this might, at worst, probably reach around $1.50. It's just too good. Look at it. But the thing is, though, very gimmicky towards Christmas. You can't, avoid that. But how often are you even using fridge skins? See, that's another question I had to bring up. Is it even a necessity? Are you desperately in need? Well, I mean, it's a little bit awkward, but in the lead up to next Christmas, will that rise up in price again? Oh, for sure. Yeah, that's like perfect decoration for your base. So, yeah, I can imagine it having a very nice future ahead of it, but in the short term, it's still expected to suffer. But Cubist, Amatadema, Evixara, that's perfect. Awesome design, awesome, final product, and I hope you get a lot more sales. From what I see here, I think you will be. I think everything's working out all right for you. But like I said, guys, in terms of the financial perspective, it's still going to go below store price. It's fully expected. So moving on, we have the Christmas surprise. This is a brand new skin creator. So congratulations, Nan Foaki. I don't know how to pronounce that name properly. My apologies. But unfortunately, Satchel charges. You just take a look at all the Satchel charges that have come out after past 3 years, and you can clearly see that they don't really hold up in value very well. So the unfortunate thing is why would you want to skin something that's going to explode and disappear? Yeah. So unfortunately, we've had this talk 4 times this year, and I've had to say it each and every single time, guys, Satchel charges don't do well in terms of their skins. That Christmas surprise being a holiday themed skin, well, I wouldn't be surprised at all if that goes down to about 40 or 50 cents at some point next year. I'm very sorry to say it, but you should not be surprised by that. I feel like I've said it more than enough. Yeah, so do people want to use Christmas skins when it's July? Probably not. So yeah, that's just a nice little example. So yeah, if you like it, you could go buy it. If you're looking to buy it as an investment, I wouldn't do that. I'd just stick with doing a buy order. I feel like I don't need to say much else. Gingerbread Man AK47. Right, so this is made by Mr. Xenon. And, well, the funny thing is, we already have a Gingerbread AK, but now we've got a Gingerbread Man AK47. It's a little bit awkward. But anyway, how is that Gingerbread Man AK? I did want to talk about these. I will talk about them in a second. But yep, here's the Gingerbread AK. And apparently Rust is... come on, Steam Market. Don't be stupid with me. Work with me. Work with me. So this routinely goes up in price every Christmas, if I can look at its sales history. Yep, you can see that. It usually always peaks around December, January time. Very nice, very cool. We're getting there. We're getting there. So with what we have right here, I don't think it's going to be able to match up to the likes of this. When was this accepted? Let's go back. Let's go look at its past. Yeah, this was accepted 5 years ago. There was a lot less sales of these compared to what we're about to see of the likes of the Gingerbread AK, Gingerbread Men AK. So going back over to here, looking at all the AKs that have come out in the past, let's scroll down. It's going to take a while because there's so many AKs that have been accepted. And let's go see how many of them actually sold. So, and by looking at all of this, you can also realise I don't think AKs are going to be doing all right. But here you are. Here's the Gingerbread AK. It did 9,500 bare minimum sales over the course of a week. I do believe we've already beaten that. So if I scroll back up to here, oh, come on, a little bit more, don't stop, come on. All right, so yeah, we've already beaten that almost, basically. Awkward, yes. So unfortunately, this is going to probably sell a lot more. I mean, for the skin creator, perfect, great, awesome, good for you. But as an investment, well, that's awkward. And we've also got the Twitchmas AK currently dropping. I'll talk more about that in a second. So, yeah, unfortunately, guys, there's been many festive Christmas-themed skins that have come out in the past, and they suffer immediately, and they don't really ever recover. Take note from all the AKs we literally just passed on. How many of them were in the negative? The vast majority. And with that being a holiday-themed skin, it's not going to have a pretty time. Nope. In fact, look at the Christmas AK we had last year. Yeah, let me guess, right there, still down 53%. It's December 17th. Yeah. So, unfortunately, don't think that's going to be doing amazingly in the future. But if you happen to want to use your Gingerbread Man AK with the likes of Gingerbread Skins that you probably bought for Christmas, by all means, go ahead, buy it, enjoy it, use it. But I wouldn't buy a ton of them for an investment. You're better off just doing a buy order. It's not going to be retaining its value. Wrapped furnace. So for all this year, I haven't really been in support of furnaces that much, and I'm sure you can kind of, like, respectfully understand. Look at it all. Oh, God. But hey, Neon Vibes furnace is doing all right. Well, there you go. And we literally just had a very cool silverback furnace come out from Coconut Bee's stream during the likes of Twitch Rivals, made by Slonoster. Good job, sir. But yeah, like, are people really itching for a brand new furnace? I don't really know. Now again, yeah, it's a festive theme one, Hedge. Surely that's all right. And you know what? Fair enough. I can give that a pass. But the thing is, though, that will be going down. And like festive themed Christmas furnaces don't really always go up in price. So get a good look at this. Do you reckon that's really in your face? Do you reckon you're always going to, like, want to use it? I mean, the colours and the lighting does actually match out quite all right with the likes of the tree. Isn't that like a fire hazard? Hang on a minute. Wait, what? I'm joking. But anyway, take a look at the past. Let me show you some previous Christmas themed, well, don't have one there. Yeah, snowman's fine. That's very obvious, very clear. It's a snowman. All right, so that works. That's cool. He's doing all right at the moment, sort of. With the likes of what we have here, it's not super in your face. It's not super flashy. It's not super Christmassy, potentially. Yes, when you look at it properly, you can clearly see it's supposed to be like a proper silent night, all nice and serene and enjoyable, modest, and ever so calm for a Christmas time. But yeah, it's down by 20%. It's not very good. Scroll down a little bit more. What else do we have? Cookie Maker Furnace. Were you Christmassy? Mr. Gingerbread? Well, they're not exactly doing super great, are they? That's a bit awkward. And that's gingerbread themed. Scroll down a little bit more. Santa Furnace. Very obviously Christmas themed. But then you've got Christmas Night. That's not super obvious, is it? Home Sweet Home. Not really super obvious. So unfortunately, right, we have this issue in which if it's like fully blatant and in your face, yeah, it'll do all right. If it's kind of subtle, no, it's not going to work out. Chat, looking at that, or YouTube, what do you reckon? Is it subtle, or do you reckon it's in your face? And I'll be honest with you, I think it's fairly subtle. I do like how it's like kind of falling apart and it's all just coal. But yeah, that's basically it. I don't imagine it's going to be doing all right. I would avoid purchasing it if you're trying to make an investment and whatnot. Let me just get rid of all of these tabs. All right, cool. Sorry about that. So yeah, better off just doing a buy order. Moving on, here is the Christmas hide skirt and halterneck. I'm not surprised they're selling nicely because, again, we hardly ever, in fact, we don't really ever, no, just say we don't. We don't ever get skirt skins. We don't ever get halterneck skins. And if you're a skin creator, go for it. Go make more, because if Face Punch have opened the doors for this now, consider going for it again. Get some more primitive skins. Why not Jay, for example, go make some Desert Beast female clothing right here, because clearly they're willing to accept it again if you try for it. Because that's also another thing. Skin creators, you're not actually trying to make these skins, are you? I do remember the Valentine's one from earlier this year. That was cool, but that wasn't allowed because it was a little bit too much. You need to go look that up for yourself. It was a very funny looking leather style. Anyway, moving on. So yeah, I'm not surprised that this was accepted because no one's ever really attempted some female clothing. And lo and behold, here it is. And even if you have a male character, you're probably still wearing it, aren't you? Because it looks funny. Anyway, moving on. I wouldn't be surprised if this potentially opens the floodgates to see even more of these items getting skins after all of this. Like, just come up with some cool ideas, skin creators. It's probably open season. If you don't try for it, you're never going to succeed, are you? So, with the likes of that, unfortunately, it is still going to go below its last price. But in the lead up to next year, I can't help but feel like that's going to probably go very nicely up in price. Because loads of people are going to dress up in a skirt and whatnot. But at the end of the day, I'm sure you understand. Like, when it comes to clothing, Christmas clothing and whatnot, that does tend to do a whole lot better. I get the feeling people probably bought this to pair up with this as well. All right, anyway. So, yeah, I could imagine this is going to do very nicely for next Christmas, but, you know, in the short term, no, it's going to go below its store price. It is nice primitive clothing to have, and like I said, skin creators, consider making even more. But, yeah, that's unfortunately not going to be a nice investment for the rest of, well, for the majority of next year, until next Christmas. So, moving on, here we have the likes of the Snowy Tsar. So, yeah, unfortunately, I don't think a lot of people are actively, like, itching to buy this. It's a perfectly fine skin. I've got no issue with it. Say Chains, congratulations on your acceptance. But, yeah, with the likes of those not very in-demand SAR skins that we've seen quite a lot of this year, unfortunately, they don't really hold their value. Now, Arctic Skull's doing alright. Budget comic SAR. You can see the likes of Chameleon SAR doing alright. Part of the Chameleon collection. It's in demand. Redemption SAR's not down too bad. That's also in demand, the full collection. And I have to point out, we literally just had Crowley SAR. Now that has the same aim sights as the Imp SAR. Clearly a lot of people wanted it because it's got 90,000 plus people who picked it up. So the whole idea of potentially wanting to buy a SAR right now, probably not like... I don't think a lot of people are actively trying to go for that. I'm sorry to say, but yeah, it's just awkward timing, I'm afraid. If we didn't have Crowley SAR being given away for free literally just a few days ago, that probably would have done a whole lot better. But it was, so yeah, there you go. Awkward, yep, 100%. But even then, as a Christmas-themed skin, it's still going to go below its price, yeah. So sorry for having to say that so much. I know, but I got to reiterate the point. Like, you might sit there and say, but Hedge, what if? No. But no, you got to understand other people exist, and if you understand how other people are likely going to behave, then you got to work around that. Understood? Oh, good. Right. So, with all the skins being mentioned, shall we try and figure out how far they might potentially go? I could envision Santa's coat potentially reaching up to 30,000 sales. This would go between 25 to 30,000. This also 25 to 30,000. This right here. Again, it's fridges. Like, garage doors, you're always using them. Fridges, I reckon that might be just shy of 25,000. This is going to probably just only end up at about 15. This is going to also probably end up at about 15. This right here, the amount of furnaces we've had, just the silver brick and whatnot. It's going to probably be about 13,000. This right here, both of these, yep, 13,000 as well. And that right there, it's going to probably barely scrape about 10,000. So... we shall be talking about them next Wednesday, because, of course, these two skins right here, they are abnormal, all right? Just those two. All of the other skins we mentioned, they are not abnormal. So we're going to discuss what prices we might want to offer for all of them. We're going to have to really look at the likes of how certain skins from the past Christmas behaved during the course of 2023, and we'll probably be able to figure out a decent price to offer for each and every single one of them. But more specifically, these two skins, because they are actually abnormal. So, yeah, we're going to figure out prices on Wednesday night. I will be streaming then. You're more than welcome to hop in. Like I said, you can either go to my Twitch stream or you can watch on YouTube if you follow me and subscribe to me, but I'll see all of that. But yeah, look in the description of this video. You'll see the links to all my social media and whatnot, and yeah, consider looking at all of that. Right, so we talked about potential in regards to where those skins might end up at. Let's start talking about the likes of Gingerbread properly. So we've already seen the likes of that, and this skin here is doing all right. But all of these Gingerbread skins, how have they fared? How are they doing? Because we've got the actual Christmas content out now. So looking at the likes of the Gingerbread door, it still has 95 quantity on the Steam market. The price has only gone up to $2.41. I honestly expected it to do a whole lot better. But, you know, it only just came out. Will we see a lot more people want to hop in and play the game during Christmas time and feeling the need to buy gingerbread doors and whatnot? Hopefully. I was hoping for this a lot. But I kind of get the feeling now maybe everybody bought in when the hype moments were happening earlier this year, because we knew about gingerbread building skin ever since August. So a lot of people already invested into this and whatnot. In fact, I can show you. It's not too hard to notice when people knew what was happening. See how it kind of spikes up quite a lot? Here and here, and I think I might have done a video around here. So yeah, not too hard to notice. And that right there, at one point, was selling for $4. Jeez. I was hoping for it to repeat itself, but unfortunately, a lot of people kind of gave up during the first 2 weeks of this December. It's very unfortunate, but I can't help but feel like they probably also affected the likes of our gingerbread skins. But let's not just only look at this, we'll take a look at the likes of the garage door as well. So this was accepted last year. Get a good look at its timeline, look at the sales history. It came out last year, instantly went down in price, reached a low point at some point around the beginning of April. From there, it could only go up, so it started trending upwards and upwards and upwards and upwards, all chasing in the lead up to this Christmas. But then you can clearly see it actually drops off a fair bit, and that's very unfortunate to see. There was a lot of hype, and then it just kind of dropped off a fair bit. Now, it's still doing a very good price, I will give it that. But I honestly expected better. Now, it's only just come out. Like, the actual in-game Christmas content has only been out for a few hours now. And if I were to show you the player count, for example, it's actually been doing quite all right. When we had an even higher 24-hour peak. So that's cool, that's nice. We've basically matched up to last year already. Can we surpass it at some point this year, this month? Hopefully, I would like to see that. But yeah, I can't help but feel like I was expecting a bigger boost on these skins. Now, I'm not sitting here saying they have failed. It's just a case of, over the course of the first few hours, we have seen a few sales happen here and there. Like, I've noticed this has gone down by a good few... Oh, well, it's gone up an extra 2. But yeah. How many sales has it had over the course of the past 24 hours? 27. Wow, that isn't really that much. Well, that's awkward. But I understand there were issues and problems in regards to the release, so I hope the issues have been resolved. Looking at the likes of the gingerbread box right here, so $4.40, lowest listing, and how did that perform over the past year? Cheapest point, April, only goes up. So yeah, that hasn't really dropped off. This is still doing reasonably fine. Looking at the likes of this over here, we have the double sheet metal door, gingerbread double sheet metal door, and yeah, comfortably sitting at $8. And here we are over here. It's actually only been trending upwards. Damn, that's its all-time highest. So we have beaten last year. This has beaten last year. So if that sounds pleasing to you, that's nice. But can it go higher? I hope so. So gingerbread, it's doing all right at the moment. It just really hasn't changed that much, except this one. This one's doing its all-time high already, so that's cool. That's nice. I also want to take a look at the likes of the Legacy Tier 3. Now, if you go over to my YouTube, I'm sure you've seen the video. So what's the deal with Legacy Tier 3? Well, honestly, if you're worried about Legacy Tier 3, just go watch that video, all right? I try my best to explain what's likely going to happen, how people would be reacting to it and whatnot. And, well, if you look here, you might have noticed we're evens on the face mask and we're down a little bit on the Kevlar vest. So here is the Legacy Kevlar face mask. Now, when you look at the buy order support, it's still there. No one else has dumped, right? Just want to reiterate that. No one else has dumped. We looked at this yesterday. Those buy orders around $2.25 still persist. And yes, people are listing a fair bit lower, but at the end of the day, right, I haven't seen that much of an increase in sales. So when you look at this, it's only been another 1,000 in each of these. That's okay. All right. And remember, we are still expecting a whole bunch of people still to return. You know, we had a peak today of 138,000. I'm still expecting at least another 30 or 40,000 people more. All right, but that's not going to be until the end of the month, or at least, January time. So we got that to look forward to. But you might sit there and say, but Hedge, if they appear before, like whilst the last December rust or is out, and we do see the likes of Legacy Tier 3 persisting, like the Legacy bow, couldn't that be a problem? Not really, because if people were to go buy this in a rust store, but they see it's cheaper on the Steam market, and it tells them on the store page, it says, it's on the market right now, it's selling for $2.43. Well, I think a lot of people would rather spend less money to buy it than spend the amount that's currently in the rust store for. So if this does get a fair bit cheaper, well, then more people would likely buy those instead of buying the ones in the rust store. Does that make sense? It's kind of like what happened in regards to the reintroduction of certain Christmas-themed items. So what happened with the likes of Santa Beard and Christmas Door Wreath and Snow Machine? Well, all of these free items, right, like literally just a few days ago, this was selling for about $1.70. This right here was selling for about $1.60. This right here, this is selling for about just over $3, a little bit higher. Guess what? They got reintroduced in the Rust store, but the prices that they sell for in the Rust store, it was a higher price than what it was selling for on the Steam market. Therefore, when people went to the Rust store to go buy these, they noticed it was cheaper on the Steam market because it tells you, like if I go to the store page right here, what do you see? It says, oh, hey, but hang on a minute. Instead of paying for me £2.39, I could go on the Steam market and buy it for £2. And that's what people see, and that's what people do. They go there instead and buy it for cheaper. So these have actually increased in price because of that. So when people go to the Rust store and see that same thing and it says, well, hang on a minute, you could buy it for cheaper on the Steam market, yes, they're more likely going to go do that. So we very likely will simply see Legacy Tier 3 just retain its value. Now, fingers crossed we don't see more sales happening. Please stop buying it. No, Kosam's like, buy more, buy more. He wants another car. Oh, okay. But anyway, basically, I can't help but feel like it's going to be retaining its value. I don't know how it's going to behave during January, though. But at the very least, like I said, for those returning players, when they see it themselves, even if the Rust store is still out, they will very likely still just buy out the cheaper ones in the Steam market instead. And when you look at the amount that are on the Steam market, 126, that's not that bad. I was expecting a lot more. So you got to be reasonable. You got to kind of like just not be overreactive. Chill out. I'm sure a lot of you did buy a few of these, but just wait until January, okay? Just wait until January. We'll see what happens then. And I won't be surprised if these they do all right. Over with the likes of the chest plate, the Barda support has gotten fairly weaker, unfortunately, but I am still in a position with it. I'm expecting this to still do all right. And, you know, have you noticed there's quite a lot less of these compared to these? But then again, this has 10,000 more sales, bare minimum, that we are aware of. We don't know how many actually got bought each. And remember, there's probably a lot of accounts out there that are private that might have bought even more. It's awkward, but you shouldn't, like, neglect that thought, okay? Because there's a lot of people with private accounts. And just for the sake of it, here's the Legacy Bow. How you doing? Now, we knew this was going to be held back and persist for all the Rust stores during December, but there was no mention of the Tier 3. Anyway, this is sitting here at $4. Like, we were actually very concerned about how to approach this, and lo and behold, yeah, no, it's managed to retain its value. Yeah. So if you're looking at this now and thinking, oh, well, wow, okay, that's pretty cool. Honestly, if you want to put down a stronger bar order, go for it. Like, I wouldn't blame you. I'm just still wondering, okay, once this is like left the Rust store and whatnot, is that still going to be special forever? Or are people just going to kind of like think, I don't really care for this anymore, and then throw it away in the bin or something? I don't know. But it is actually doing quite all right. Like, no one decided to unload all of their stock and whatnot. Now, it has kind of been sat around $3.50 for a while, but it didn't go lower. Well, this guy's trying to... You're not helping! But anyway, over to here. Yeah, it's been fairly stable. Hasn't really changed that much. I don't see any issues or problems. So I think it's going to be doing quite all right from here on now. But what's going to happen around springtime? Especially when we have that CS2 major that's coming up. Because all Rust skins are expected to suffer when that comes out. So this too, how low can it go? Well, we'll find out, won't we? So that is that in regards to the Legacy skins. But do remember, this was made by Face Punch. This was made by a skin creator. So they're not like, it was never intended that they're all going to persist. But anyway, moving on. So, yep, I have noticed that the likes of Christmas skins are appearing on the front page of the Rust Steam market. That's good. So, clearly people jumping in, enjoying the likes of the Christmas content, feeling the need to want to buy Christmas skins to decorate their bases in and whatnot. So, that's cool. I appreciate that. Whiteout and other white themed skins are also getting bought out still. So, that's a nice thing to see. So, yeah, I think this is where we actually start to sell our Christmas themed stock. Hopefully they do still go up in price. And remember what I've said, don't unload all of your stock in one go. That's an incredibly stupid decision to do. Sell them in batches of free. You got plenty of skins, I'm sure. So as you go through listing each and every single thing, go back to the first. You might have sold some already. List some more if you must. Yes, it might take a while to go through the whole backlog of your stock. But if you try and unload everything all at once, you're basically only ruining your own potential profits and whatnot. And you're going to have a lot of people upset with you. Including me, but yeah. So play it smart and you will be rewarded a whole lot better. I'm not sure if there's anything else I feel the need to talk about. I mean, you could keep an eye on the likes of the commit still. Like, as we go over to here, we are probably going to be seeing some nice, interesting new content being readily prepared for January. Probably not, because, you know, they're going to enjoy their Christmases and whatnot. But yeah, there were some problems with Gingerbread building skin, apparently. But hopefully it's all resolved, as I said, and hopefully it's all fixed. And yeah, I'm going to have to record a video tomorrow talking about the state of Christmas skins, the next new update. And, well, I hope you look forward to it. So, with that, that seems to be everything. Oh, yeah, you could probably start looking on the likes of the workshop now, because I'm pretty sure we're supposed to start seeing newer skins being submitted, non-Christmas themes, non-Christmas themed skins, that is. I'm very sorry today. How have I been so bad at talking? I'm having a horrible Hedge moment. It's the whole video. Oh well. So I hope you all succeed with the likes of your Christmas investments. But I do stand by my point. Whilst it's nice that you might have bought them eventually, you honestly should have bought them around springtime last year. And I did put a video out saying, guys, you know, it's December 2022. It's like the very end. It's like December 30, 2022. I sat there and said, guys, I'm making a lot of profit selling all of my skins on my accounts, but with so much money, I've decided to do as many buy orders as I could, and I knew how things were likely going to turn out for the likes of the Christmas skins around springtime. I did a whole bunch of buy orders. More specifically, not the new Christmas skins, older ones. Keep an eye out. That's something you can do right now. Keep an eye out for the Christmas skins that are getting bought and used in-game and whatnot. Consider investing into them because, of course, they also are going to get cheap again, and they're very likely going to have reached their lowest point around March time as well. March, April, even May time, springtime. So, yeah, there's plenty of investments to dabble into. Just understand the routine. At the very beginning of a year, Ruskin's all-time high. Post-Christmas, very nice, very cool. When it gets to around the end of February, March, April time, you know, that's where skins start going back down again. Typically as well, it's where people stop playing as much. Kids, you know, fully back into school and whatnot, and, you know, college and people working a lot more. But around the summertime, kids out of school, kids out of college and whatnot, more time to play, Rust and whatnot. So, of course, loads of people playing it causes the boost in demand for skins. So, prices do go back up again. Very nice, very cool. But, of course, they have to go back to school. So, goes back down again in terms of the player count. And then, of course, the prices go down. Autumn, fall seasonal dip, which we were fully well aware of over the past few months. And then, of course, we anticipate the arrival of the next Christmas, which is what we've been going through over the past month or so. So, yeah, that is the routine. Understand that, respect that. And every single year, you'd know how to approach things. You'd know to anticipate prices are likely going to go up or down, and then you work around that, if that makes sense. What a wonderful ramble to end this all on. I'm very sorry. But hopefully we do see a very nice boost from here on now. And I will also say this. Some Christmas skins actually do go up in price even higher when it's post-Christmas as well. Yeah, that does happen. So do keep that in mind, but don't rely upon it, all right? Don't rely upon it. And so that's basically everything. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you had a lovely time. Best of luck to you and your investments. And with that, thank you very much for watching me. Go have a lovely weekend. Go enjoy the Christmas content. And yeah, that's basically it. So go enjoy yourselves. Catch you later. See you and goodbye.